Hello, friends. How are you? Friends, today you will study an important topic of embryology, that is developmental biology. And this topic is spermatogenesis, that is formation of sperm. So, the process of gametogenesis I have divided into two lecture. First is spermatogenesis, and second is oogenesis. So, this is very important and characteristic uh, process of formation of sperm. Actually, the male individual contain primordial germ cells which develop in the embryo, and you know that and they actually these cells come to inhabit the differentiating male gonad. So that here you can see that these primordial cells get differentiated in the male gonad, that is testis. These primordial cells also these are intimately associated with the accessory cells known as Sertoli cells in mammal, and germ cells and their associated accessory cells line the perimeter of connective tissue tubes, and these tubes are known as seminiferous tubules. So these are known as seminiferous tubules. Between these tubules, there is a vascularized connective tissue supporting cells, and as you know, that spermatogenesis is the developmental pathway from germ cell to mature sperm, which begins at puberty and occurs between the Sertoli cells. So, process of spermatogenesis is divided into three phases. First phase is proliferative phase, where stem cells, that is spermatogonia, increase by mitosis. Second is meiotic phase. It involves the two divisions that create the haploid state, and a post-meiotic shaping phase. And this phase is known as spermiogenesis, during which the round cell, that is spermatids, eject most of their cytoplasm and become the streamlined sperm. So this is the uh, location of this. These are the seminiferous tubule, and you can see here these are the seminiferous tubule. This is testis, epididymis, vas deferens is a section in which sperms are there. Now, first phase of spermatogenesis is proliferative phase, and it begins when the mammalian primary germinal cells arrive at the genital ridge. Remember, genital ridge of the male embryo. Here, these are known as gonocytes and become incorporated into the sex cord that will become the seminiferous tubule. The gonocytes become undifferentiated spermatogonia residing near the basal end of the tubular cells, and these are the true stem cells in that they can re-establish spermatogenesis when transferred into mice whose sperm production was eliminated by toxic chemicals. So, spermatogonia take up residence in stem cells niches at the junction of Sertoli cells, that is the epithelium of the seminiferous tubule, the interstitial, that is testosterone producing Leydig cell, and the testicular blood vessels. So, adhesion molecules join the spermatogonia directly to the Sertoli cells, which nourish the developing sperm. So that these Sertoli cells nourish the developing. Now, the mitotic proliferation of those stem cells, you know, these stem cells amplifies this small population into a population of differentiating spermatogonia, and it is known as type A spermatogonia that can generate more than 1000 sperm per second in adult human males. So, in this line, it is clear that the mitotic proliferation of these stem cells amplifies this small population into a population of differentiating spermatogonia, that is type A spermatogonia, which can generate more than 1000 sperm per second in male. Now, as spermatogonia divide, they remain attached to each other by cytoplasmic bridges. These are very important bridges, and these bridges are fissile. When one cell splits from the other, it can become an undifferentiated spermatogonia again. The meiotic phase of spermatogenesis during puberty is regulated by several factors. This is the first and very important factor. It is known as GDNF. GDNF, which is a paracrine factor, and it is known as glial cell line derived neurotrophic factor. Glial cell line derived neurotrophic factor, GDNF, the paracrine factor. It is made by the Sertoli cells and the myoid cells that surround the tubule, that give them strength and elasticity. GDNF keep the spermatogonia dividing as stem cells. So this is very important property of the spermatogonia, because these are the they behave just like a stem cell. So just this paracrine factor helps keep the spermatogonia dividing as stem cells. So at puberty, retinoic acid level activate the STRO8 transcription factor, STRO8 transcription factor, and levels of the BMP8B paracrine factor reach a critical concentration. BMP8B is thought to instruct the spermatogonia to produce receptors that enable them to respond to proteins such as stem cell factor, that is SCF. Indeed, mice lacking BMP8B do not initiate spermatogenesis at puberty. So, the transition between mitotically dividing spermatogonia and the spermatocytes that initiate meiosis appears to be mediated by the opposing influences of GDNF and SCF, both of which are secreted by the Sertoli cells. SCF promotes the transition to spermatogenesis, while GDNF promotes the division of spermatogonial stem cells. So second phase is meiotic phase, and this results in the formation of haploid spermatid. So spermatogonia with high level of STRO8, this factor, and responding to SCF, that is stem cell factor, divide to become type B spermatogonia. Type B spermatogonia are the precursors of the spermatocytes and are the last cells of the line that undergo mitosis. Right? These cells they divide once to generate the primary spermatocytes. Those cells which enter into reduction division, that is meiosis. Each primary spermatocyte undergoes the first meiotic division to yield or to produce a pair of secondary spermatocytes, which complete the second division of meiosis. And the haploid cells thus form, these are known as spermatids, and they are still connected to one another through their cytoplasmic bridges. Here you can see this is spermatogonia, is type A1 spermatogonia, and they keep dividing to produce type B spermatogonia. They have cytoplasmic bridges in this form, and then they form the primary spermatocyte, in which first meiotic division take place, and finally it results in the formation of the secondary spermatocytes, and in which second meiotic division take place. So it results in the formation of this cell, that is spermatid, which are haploid cell. These are the spermatid. So these are the haploid cells. So this is the formation of the spermatid in the second stage. So the spermatid actually that are connected in this manner have haploid nuclei but are functionally diploid. Since a gene product made in one cell can readily diffuse into the cytoplasm of its neighbor. During the divisions from undifferentiated spermatogonia to spermatid, the cell move further and further away from the basal lamina of the seminiferous tubule and closer to its lumen. As the spermatid move towards border of the lumen, they lose their cytoplasmic connections and differentiate into spermatozoa. Human, the progression from spermatogonial stem cells to mature spermatozoa, it takes 65 days, right? So it takes 65 days, from differentiation from spermatogonial stem cell up to mature spermatozoa. Now, third stage is, you know, this stage is known as, spermiogenesis, and this spermiogenesis, actually, this is the differentiation of the sperm. So, spermatozoa is a, male gamete, and when spermatids are formed, so it would take time to differentiate into mature sperm, and this process is known as spermiogenesis or spermatoleiosis. The mammalian haploid spermatid is a round, unflagellated cell that looks nothing like the mature vertebrate sperm. The next step in sperm maturation then is spermiogenesis, that is spermatoleiosis, the differentiation of the sperm cell. Spermiogenesis prepares the sperm for these functions of motility and interaction. Now, the first step in this process is the construction of the acrosomal vesicle from the Golgi apparatus. The acrosome forms a cap that covers the sperm nucleus. As the acrosomal cap is formed, the nucleus rotates so that the cap faces the basal lamina of the seminiferous tubule. This rotation is very necessary because the flagellum, which is beginning to form from the centriole on the other side of the nucleus, will extend into the lumen of the seminiferous tubule. During the last stage of spermiogenesis, the nucleus flattens and condenses. The remaining cytoplasm, that is the residual body or cytoplasmic droplets, is jettisoned. The mitochondria form a ring around the base of the flagellum. The histones of the spermatogonia are often replaced by sperm specific histone variants, and widespread nucleosome dissociation occurs. Now, this remodeling of nucleosomes might also be the point at which the PGC pattern of methylation is removed and the male genome specific pattern of methylation is established on the sperm DNA. As spermiogenesis ends, the histones of the haploid nucleus are eventually replaced by protamides. This replacement results in the complete shutdown of the transcription in the nucleus and facilitates the nucleus assuming an almost crystalline structure. The resulting sperm then enter the lumen of the seminiferous tubule, and unexpectedly the sperm continue to develop after they leave the testes. When being transported from the testes, sperm reside in the epididymis, and during this residence, the epididymal cells release exosomes that fuse with the sperm. These exosomes have been shown to contain small ncRNA and other factors that can activate and repress certain genes, and the sperm will bring these agents into the egg. Now the sperm still is not fully mature even when it exit the urethra, and the final differentiation of the sperm occurs in the reproductive tract of the female. Secretions from the oviducts will change the sperm cell membrane so that it can fuse with the membrane of the egg cell. Therefore, the full differentiation of the sperm take place in two different organisms. Let's say, example in mouse, development from stem cell to spermatozoon takes 34.5 days. Thus, the spermatogonial stages last 8 days, meiosis lasts 13 days, and spermiogenesis takes another 13.5 days. Human sperm development takes nearly twice as long. Each day, some 100 million sperm are made in each human testicle, and each ejaculation releases 200 million sperm. Unused sperm are either reabsorbed or passed out of the body in the urine. During his lifetime, a human male can produce 10 to power 12 to 10 to power 13 sperm. So this is all about spermatogenesis, very important process. So please share, subscribe, like my channel to get all my videos. Thank you very much.